Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying.
He attacked Caitlyn as a nasty woman because she was trying to get him to answer a question.
I would like for you to answer the question.
Okay, it's very simple to answer.
That's why I asked it.
It's very simple to... You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
With his false familiar claim that the 2020 election was, quote, a rigged election.
When you look at what happened during that election, unless you're a very stupid person, you see what happens. A lot of the people...
The day after a 9-person jury of his peers in New York found him liable for sexual battery and defamation and ordered him to pay writer E. Jean Carroll $5 million, he made fun of her account of her sexual assault.
What kind of a woman meets somebody and brings them up, and within minutes you're playing hanky-panky in a dressing room, okay? I don't know if she was married then or not. John Johnson, I feel sorry for you, John Johnson.
Mr. President.
This is a fake story, and you don't want to give it credibility.
And the falsehoods kept coming fast and furious about the January 6th insurrection, about the threat to Vice President Pence, about Pence's ability to overturn the election, about COVID, about the economy, and more.
And they were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, injuring police officers. Why did it take you 3 hours to tell them to go home?
I don't believe it did. Oh, let me pull it out. I have to pull it out. So if you look at, on January 5th, the day before, I said, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. Stay peaceful. This was the day before, and this was in the form of Twitter. Now use Truth Social. I think it's far superior, okay? I hope everybody's on Truth. If you look January 6th, this is before 2:30. I am asking for everyone at the U.S. Capitol to remain peaceful. This is right after, as it was happening. But what happened is they took it down. I don't know why. I think they took it down because it was so good. They didn't like it being up there.
And many in the audience laughed.
And applauded.
Caitlin Collins at CNN was not only outclassed, outgunned, outmanned by Donald Trump, but she was also destroyed in the argument. She came off as smarmy, as gripey, as complainy, as she interrupted, obviously, time and time again. And more importantly, and this was stated afterwards, it's such a great point, this was supposed to be a town hall. This was not supposed to be Donald Trump debating some CNN personality, some fraud who used to fancy herself and position herself as a conservative.
Caitlin, what does that mean? What's George Soros trying to do with the immigration crisis?
Good morning. Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. And for him, he sees this immigration policy, this crisis, as a vehicle to further his immigration agenda.
But it got essentially blood money to go over to CNN and become a lib. This is not supposed to be a debate between a CNN personality and Donald Trump. This was supposed to be a town hall where Donald Trump could hear the concerns of the voters. And not all the people in the audience were big Trump fans. He got tough questions. He got asked questions that obviously appealed to the Republican base, but this was supposed to be a Republican town hall. I know some people who were in the audience there. This was supposed to represent the concerns and the desires and the needs of the Republican base. And you know what Republicans really don't want to talk anymore about? January 6th. What Republicans don't want to talk about is the 2020 election. Donald Trump only talked about those things because he was asked those questions by the leftist moderator. And so those were moments where Donald Trump absolutely won the debate, walking away. Won the debate, walking away with the moderator for CNN because he, one, was able to win over the audience. Donald Trump was able to win over the audience. But two, because he was clearly ready, and he had the papers, right? He fact checked CNN. He had the papers in the timeline ready. It was genius. It was, again, this is why the libs are freaking out. If this was bad for Donald Trump, they would be praising CNN right now, but they're not. They're losing their minds because Donald Trump won. He was prepared, he was set, he was ready, and he beat them at their own game. He beat them. Caitlin Collins' career is over, all right? Over. Ladies and gentlemen, such a great display last night. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.